What's up, YouTube? So over the last few months, ever since news started trending of Pastor John Gray's quote-unquote emotional affair, I've noticed that the media, especially social media, has been extremely critical of almost everything Pastor John Gray does, from buying his wife an expensive car to asking his church to pay for repairs to the church roof. Everything this man does is under a microscope, and a lot of people seem to find fault with it. Recently, when Pastor John Gray asked the Relentless Church congregation to give a special offering to pay for the $250,000 repairs to the church roof, a lot of people had a problem with that too. For some reason, some people seem to think that Pastor John Gray should pay for the roof out of his own pocket the same way he paid for his wife's Lambo truck. Other people felt that even if the church did pay for it, it should come out of the church's regular offering, not a special offering specifically for the roof. Personally, I wasn't bothered that Pastor John Gray asked the church to pay for the roof repairs because as far as I know, Pastor John Gray doesn't own the actual building that the church is in. If he did own the building but asked the church to pay for the repairs, then I would have a problem with it. But one person who did have a problem with it off top was D.L. Hughley. Check out what D.L. Hughley had to say about Pastor John Gray asking his congregation to pay for the church's roof repair.
Also trending, your favorite person, Pastor John Gray.
His shoe booty ass.
So now we've seen all kinds of stories. Everything from the car that he bought his wife
That is a
to
shoe booty. I
just so much.
I like
The
him. I did
Lamborghini.
kind of like it. What a shoe booty ass nigga.
Well, now he is.
Every time he took him and Creflo did some shoe booty. All of them.
Well, now the shoe booty wants more money. This time they say
Of course he does.
Right.
the roof needs to be repaired, but this is what he did.
Ain't that what that building fund for?
Well, hold on. He said, now I just gave some. Who's going to be next?
Yeah.
And he was basically kind of wanting
You better dig it out that $250,000 you got you got your wife. I'm not. Listen, if you feel like even Jesus had a job. That's what I don't get. He wasn't just Jesus. He was a carpenter. Like I don't get. Like if Jesus, you have to get a job. Why? Well, because this whole Jesus thing don't work out. And stop carrying them 12 dudes around with you.
Yeah.
Mess up your chest.
Well, now he did later on say God asked him to ask the congregation
you
for
know
the
what?
money.
Here's the funny thing about
wow.
God.
Yeah.
Everybody who tells you they heard from God, God told them what they wanted to hear.
Right.
God don't ever tell you that somebody's terminally ill. God don't tell you. He always tell you the good stuff. God told me to get this car. God
Right.
told me to move here. And
Right.
God, I listen to God. If you listen, if we actually did what God was telling us to do, apparently God is all good news.
How about that?
God is all good news.
God
He's like USA Today.
Not in the
Here. Okay, so after being called a shoe booty by D.L. Hughley several times, Pastors John and Aventer Gray went down to the sister circle to clear up the confusion about why John Gray asked the church to pay for the roof repair.
Well,
And speaking of which, we talk about people get very antsy when it comes to money and church and things of that nature. And then D.L. Hughley, he spoke about, he had some disdain for the comment about the $250,000 over the new roof. Talk to us about what people are missing when it comes to giving to the church and giving in your own personal household and the difference between the two and how, if those are tied, if not.
Beautiful.
well, first of all, we are not just members, we are tithers. I've always been a tither. And we are probably one of, if not the top givers in our own church. We believe in sowing. That's always been us. And so a lot of people were trying to draw this narrative between the gift that I got my wife, which, by the way,
Happened
I
before the
purchased
church.
a year ago before I was ever a pastor. That's important because people are like, the church bought. No, the church didn't, and they couldn't.
Had nothing to do with it.
I was doing well, and I was fighting for my family before I got there.
Yeah.
That's important because there should be responsibility for leaders. The other part is what was going on with the church happened before us. The roof needed fixing before I was pastor.
Absolutely.
So again, we fight for everybody to be a part of it. We made the need known, and people have participated. And we have been the biggest, if not one of the biggest participants of that.
Well, John and Avatar, we thank you so much for being here. It's always great to have you here.
What do you think of Pastor John Gray asking the church to pay for the repairs to the roof? Do you think it should come from the church's regular tithes and offering, or do you think John Gray should have paid for it himself? And in case you missed it, here's a video of how John Gray asked the church for the money, which some have found fault with as well and claim that it sounded quote unquote scammy.
From the cross, and we will believe him. Nehemiah, come down. Jesus, come down. Jesus said, I'm gonna stay right here because I'm doing a great work. The greatest work that's ever been done. I can't come down to prove anything to you. Don't you come down from your assignment to prove anything to anybody. We have a work to do. Did you hear me what I said? April 3rd is 52 days from right now. Everybody say April 3rd. 52 days from right now is April 3rd. The Holy Ghost said this to me, so I'm gonna speak it out, that there is severe weather coming to the region this spring because of all of the climate changes and issues. If you notice, the intensity of the storms is increasing. Does anybody realize that? Whether you understand all of the science behind it or not, or agree, I heard the Lord say, I want you to make sure that the house is covered so that when storms come, people can come in here and be covered. Where's Marguerite Lake? Where's Miss Marguerite? Is she here? Wave, Miss Marguerite. Come up here real quick. Hurry, hurry. You ain't got to run, baby, but just walk fast. Miss Marguerite Lake, she is in charge of our facilities here at Relentless Church. Marguerite has the best hair on staff, and we love her. Miss Marguerite, how long have you been a part of Redemption/Relentless?
25 years.
So 25 years she's been on the wall. I said 25 years, serving one pastor faithfully with excellence, and then stayed when she didn't have to help me and my wife keep this work going. I asked her for a comprehensive report of the trouble areas in this church. Now keep in mind, we are trusting God week to week on the generosity and him prompting people to give. And I said, Marguerite, tell me what's going on. She said, Pastor, we have a challenge with our roof. The roof has been up there how long?
Since 2004.
All right, so since 14 years. So there's some stuff on the roof that needs to be fixed. And the Holy Ghost said, ask the people. I said, huh? He said, whatever you need is in the house. She told me, I'm gonna get you a report so that you can understand what's needed. Put that graphic up on the screen. Put the graphic up on the screen. That's our roof. You see that roof? That's Relentless Church. You know what Relentless Church is? It's a safe place for people to come in the midst of a storm, in the natural and the spirit. Now, it turns out that there is some needs on this roof. Now, when I was putting this message together, I didn't know that we were going to have an estimate this week. We thought we knew what it was, and it wasn't that. But in order to get the work done, Mama, we're gonna need half. It's quiet now. It's quiet. It's gonna cost about how much? I just need to hear it. Help me, Holy Ghost.
Around $250,000.
For us to get the roof done, above what we already give in tithe and offering, it's gonna cost $250,000. I said, well, Lord, the way my savings account is set up with my checking, but what I realized is not just me, it's our work. Which means if 2,500 people gave $100, we could do it. Or 1,250 people gave 2,000, we could do it. Or to do half, we need 500 people to say, I'm gonna put 300 in. So now we need 499, because I got 300 on it. You got anybody else? Okay, if we need a roof, so if a storm comes, we still worshiping while the rain is hitting. But it's not just for us, it's for the people that are coming. Look at this, Miss Marguerite. Well, now we need 498. Is there anybody else? Here's what I want you to do. If the Lord is speaking to you, ushers, bring some baskets down. Just leave them there. I'm not finished. I got one more point to make. This is what I want you to do. Thank you, Miss Marguerite. I brought her because I want you to understand that the work must continue. This is not a plea for money, it's a plea for partnership so that we can be what we're supposed to be. I believe, God, that we can get half done in the next 52 days. More than that. In fact, first of all, that's weak faith. I believe we can get the whole thing done in the next 2 services. I just need 497 people to say, I'll do 300 so that we can get the roof fixed. Now some will say, no, nobody's gonna say anything because you just saw it for yourself. Let's not be moved by what looks too big. If you want to sow, there is, put the number up. If you want to sow, what's the online number? What's the giving number? Somebody say it out loud. 864-409-7633. No? Oh, there it is. You got me out here in these streets. They about to sow seed into another church, which is fine. I would have been knocking on that pastor door talking about, excuse me, that was for our roof. See the way our roof is set up. I would only been here 9 months. The roof got some holes in the roof.
Leave a comment and let me know what you think about Pastor John Gray's request. You can also talk about celebrities and reality stars like John Gray on the Ask Herbie mobile app. You can use the app to discuss your favorite celebrities and get advice all in one app. The celebrity gossip does get a little messy, so just remember it is allegedly and it's completely anonymous. No email or registration is required. You just download the app and jump right into it. And it's free and available for both iPhone and Android.
Hey there, Layla. I've got some tea for you, girl, and it's hot, fresh, and messy. With the Ask Herbie app, you can now sit back and sip some tea or share some tea, all anonymously. And while you're there, you can even anonymously request advice or give advice to others on anything from relationships to everyday issues. Plus, listen to Herbie as he picks his favorite topics and replies to them himself in the Herbie Says section of the app. It's easy to join the Ask Herbie community. Just download the free app on your Android or iPhone device and jump right into the party. No email address or registration is required. And remember, it's completely anonymous. So what are you waiting for? Download Ask Herbie today.
Attention YouTubers, you've asked and I'm delivering. I'm sharing with you step by step my secrets to making money on YouTube. And my free guide, How to Make Money on YouTube, is the first step to learning exactly what to do to make money on YouTube. So go to my new website, howtomakemoneyonyt.com, to download your copy today. The link is here on the screen, it's in the description box, and it's in the comments, so you can't miss it.